negotiation, and where he served as a Pentagon spokesman. In addition, he was a senior fellow and advisor to several.
So it's kind when people take the time. And we're also able to get wonderful tours of the public sector. And so the next 18 gates at the Pentagon for the Western Hemisphere. So it's important to influence and persuade. And I think one of the main cartoons around the world, and I think
you being different schemes and we're
sovereignty of your own country. That's the first thing.
Now in the recent events,
like a little gold
thank you.
Key to Washington. My visit to Georgia was wonderful. Thank you so much. The Georgians are wonderful hosts, and I enjoyed every day here. I had a very productive visit in Batumi, where I spoke at the Georgia Defense and Security Conference, and then I was also able to have exclusive tours of the border zone with Abkhazia and also the border zone with Tsingtali. So I learned a lot about Georgia. I learned about some of the challenges they have with 20% of its territory under occupation and some of the threats that continue from Russia. So I'll be able to take that message back to Washington as I write columns and I'm a television commentator, and I'll be able to tell the American people and the international public what I saw here, and how it's very important that Georgia becomes a member of NATO. Because if Georgia is a member of NATO, Russia is going to be dissuaded from military misadventures like we saw here in 2008. So I think the opportunity we have to share the fact that Georgia is a budding democracy, that they share Western values, and that they're a friend and partner to the United States and NATO is important. It's important. A lot of people in the United States don't know of the sacrifices the Georgians have made. With 12,000 troops in Afghanistan, they had 11,000 troops deployed to Iraq a decade ago, and they even have 140 troops deployed to Central Africa now for a peacekeeping mission. So Georgia has done more than actually some NATO countries have done when it comes to defense of NATO, when it comes to defense of the United States and Europe. So Georgia is already acting like a NATO member. So to the extent I can relay that to the American people is going to be positive. And I had a lovely visit here with the rector and with the students here at the National Defense Academy. I felt very at home, almost like Georgia in the United States. I feel that much at home. It's very nice to be here. The audience was very receptive, and I appreciate the frank and open dialogue we had about strategic communications and why they always have to be proactive.